Hi, welcome to Crafted Sweetly. I'm Deanna. Thanks so much for being here. In this video, I'd like to show you how to create a fun coaster set. Let's get right into it. In this video, I will make some coasters that are hexagonal instead of the usual square. So for this, I will use T-Rex inks, and I have 4 different colors here from their set. And I do have a link below for all the supplies that I'm using, as well as one from the Tim Holtz line for the center part. And then I have these, so I'll set these aside. And then in addition to that, I am using isopropyl alcohol that I will add to kind of dilute things. And to spread the color on here, I'm using an airbrush. Obviously, I don't have anything in the airbrush itself, so I'm not putting anything in the little container for it. I'm just using the air part of it to kind of spread the ink. So once I start designing, I'm going to just turn on some music so you can watch that part. The compressor from the airbrush machine is fairly loud. It's a 1/10 horsepower, and you would have a hard time hearing me over it, but this is what it sounds like. So I'd rather just kind of design and then have a little music to go with it. And then I can turn off the compressor at the end and chat with you a little more. Alright, so I'll get started with it. And if there's something you don't like, that it didn't spread exactly as you wish, you can definitely wipe it off. And if there's anything left, you can use the alcohol to clean the excess off. And then it's as good as new, right there. I can tell this particular tile has a little bit of wave to it, so I can see where that would not sit right because it's going to kind of spread the ink in all directions. So let's see if this one's a little better. And then once I add the ink, I'm going to let this dry before I continue because I don't want them all to blend. You can use a heat gun to dry it a little bit if you'd like. So I do have a heat gun just to expedite the process a little more. With this, I don't go too close because I don't want to blow out the ink. I just want to dry it. Okay, and then once you have this, then I'm going to add the additional colors and kind of go through the same process with all of them. So in this corner, I was planning on using these two, and then in this corner, I will use these 2 colors. And I'll go with the darker first. And the nice thing with the T-Rex inks, they are super strong, so you don't need a lot. A little definitely goes a long way. And we may add some additional ink as needed once I kind of spread this out, if needed. Okay, now that this has dried, the next step is using the alcohol that I will add right to the center and kind of blow it out in all directions. So you can definitely turn the tiles, whatever's more convenient for you. You don't have to stay in that same position. And when I do this, I'm not continuously blowing, I'm adding spurts of air to it, kind of like shooting the air. You can use a compressed air as well if you don't have an air compressor. This is the other option. It's like a duster, but I'm gonna use the compressor for this one. So I continued working on it until you like the design. You don't have to stop at a particular point. It really, you just keep working it until you like the layout of it. And I think this is fun because it has two that are more greenish and then two more of the pink kind of color, and these obviously sharing it. So these I would let dry completely, and then these can certainly be adding resin to it to coat it so that everything is sealed. And then to the bottom of this, I usually like to add cork, which would be just squares of cork. It comes in sheets like this, so I just cut out the shape, and then this is sticky on the back, and then I just attach it to it so that it has a little pad. It doesn't scratch up your furniture. I've done another video where I do the resin on the tile, so I won't go into that, but I'll resin these up and then add the cork to the bottom and then show you what it looks like once it's completely finished. I will add the cork to this, and the cork, usually what I'll do is I'll put this down here and then mark off the tile. I mean, the square one, it's easy because you're going to just cut. It's usually like 4 1/4 inch for the tile, but this one, since it's a hexagon, a little harder to mark it, or not harder, but just takes a little more time. So I mark the outside of it, and then I know that I'm going to cut on the inside of the line. So this is my outside, and I will, because I don't want it to stick out over the, right to the edge of the tile. So I'll take off like that much distance on it, and then same thing with this. On each side, I'm going to cut on the inside of the line. Okay, and then once you trimmed around the cork, then all we have to do, and you're always going to trim just a little bit shorter than what the tile is. Then we just remove the backing of this so that we expose the glue. And we set this down. And it's going to leave a little bit of an area where there is no cork. Just like this right here. Okay, and there are the tiles. Pretty cool. So what I liked with this was that when they're put together this way, let's see if I can puzzle them together. There we go. It kind of continues the design, so you can have them sitting out like this. The resin gave them a really beautiful shine, and then the cork on the back will keep them from scratching your furniture. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please comment below. And again, I have a list of all the supplies in the description box below, so you can click on those if you're looking to get the same supplies. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next project.